2 years that lady suffered. Finally, both of them decided, okay, we'll stop fighting. Now, what did I get out of it? Nothing. Only somebody has to take a step forward and compromise. Once you take this attitude, then we are talking the path of yoga. Therefore, Sarva bhutastham atmanam sarva bhutani chatmani. So keep yourself in the shoes of your mother-in-law. And keep yourself in the shoes of your daughter-in-law. And see how will be the feeling. And then we come to know that our behavior is only one-sided. Let us take both the sides into account and see. Then alone we are walking the path of yoga. Path of yoga is not only hawa bharte raho, nikalte raho. That is not path of yoga. See, we have to work on the mind. And what is working on the mind? Mind must be at peace. Never justify. Disturbed mind is natural. Disturbed mind is not natural. Undisturbed mind is natural. If disturbed mind is natural, why we want to get rid of the disturbances? Because it is not natural. And we are all seeking peace because that is our natural state. Like if you heat water and remove the fire application, after some time water will start losing the heat because that is not its natural state. In the same manner, disturbed mind is abnormal, and therefore we work on this. Let no reason justify that I am miserable, and under this condition anybody will be miserable. Working with this understanding will take us to a way to happiness. It's very simple, friends. It's not difficult. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we are at peace with our own self, our interactions in this world are not predetermined. What is a predetermined interaction? It is something like this. This happened in Detroit. 3 of us were invited to give talk on this VHP platform. So there was Sushil Muni, a Jain saint. Second was me, and third was one Professor Rao. So 3 of us were sitting, and like you, the audience was sitting. And then the formality is over, and then Swamiji, please begin. I said, no, Muniji is the eldest among all of us, so he should get the first honor. So he spoke for 1 hour. And after completing 1 hour, then he said, from here onward, I request Swamiji to take over. So from there, I started. And after I finished, then I came to a point, then I also said, now from here, Dr. Rao should take over. And I sat down. Now the problem with Dr. Rao was, he being a doctor, he being a professor, he being, a corporate person, everything is so well organized. So with all the books and the bookmarks And everything with that, he went to the podium, kept it there. And then started. And after 10 minutes, he said, I don't know what I am talking. I am so sorry. Let me read my lecture. And then he stopped halfway and started reading his lecture, whatever he has brought. Now the purpose, the people, the gathering, what for it was, is totally different. And what lecture he has prepared is totally different. And there he started talking on the Upanishadic mantra. The morning one which I said this morning, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. And our NRIs in USA, for them what is spirituality? Their spirituality is, Swamiji, my child, he can chant, Sanskrit shlokas. See, beta, chant, Swamiji, show how nicely you can chant. And then the mother says, say, beta. And American children, obstinate, dumb. So, he will not say. Then she will coax him. Say, Tvameva Mata Japita, say, beta, say. And she said the whole slok. And then she said, isn't it? He chanted very well. See. So, when you are already predetermined, you cannot be fit for a given occasion. We have to keep our mind absolutely free. And this is what happens with most of us in life. See, the other day, this happened on a railway platform. I was sitting those days, very many years before, in the first class compartment. There were no ACs those days. And there was one elderly person sitting in front of me. So from the window you can see outside. And one villager came and he was asking, this train goes to Pathankot? What should be the reply? Yes or no? That old man said, no, this is the first class, go somewhere else. So I was so surprised. See, the question is whether this goes to Pathankot and no, this is the first class, go in other compartment. That means this man has already predetermined that this fellow who is coming to ask me, he is a villager, he doesn't have money, he doesn't know which is the first class, second class, therefore go there. This is what happens with most of us. So to come out of it, what is required is, we have to consciously, deliberately practice remaining in the present and performing spontaneously. Spontaneity is the insignia of your connection with the divine. See, you all must have seen Avatar. If you have not seen, you have wasted your life. If not Krishna avatar, at least this avatar you see. In that avatar, if you have seen, what happens that when that big bird has to be conquered, then he becomes your vehicle. So, this person, what he does after the bird is conquered, then immediately he takes out, his some kind of, USB cable, and his USB cable, and they join, and immediately the contact is established, and whatever this man who is riding the bird, whatever he thinks, that thinking is transferred to that bird, and this is how it is it not? In the same manner, when we are living, are we able to tune ourselves with a given situation, or we are already obsessed with something or the other? See, in one of my talks in Bombay, one girl came with her friend. Swamiji, this is my friend and she wants to talk to you something. I said, I don't talk to anybody unless that buddy listens to my lecture. But Swamiji, I said, I don't believe in butting. She has to sit down and listen and then talk to me. Okay, obliging, she said. And after the lecture was over, she came. Swamiji, did she tell you everything about me? I said, I don't know also who you are, nor I want to know. No, today whatever you told, even the example that you gave, the names that you told, they were the same about which I had a problem. So she must have told you earlier. How did he do that? See, friends, when you are absolutely free, without any obsessions of the past and the future, then only we can remain in the present. See, most of the places when accidents happen by whom? Those who are qualified doctors, qualified drivers. See? The one who is learning Star Motor Driving School. So, when he is driving and he sees one car is coming from Baroda, he will stop here, let it go. Because he is so afraid, he is overcautious. But a person who is driving for many years, come on, I know everything, don't worry. And he goes and bangs. See, friends, therefore two things. When we are functioning in this world happily, what it means is we are fully available with whatever we do. And but that full availability, complete presence is possible. The other day I told you, when we are committed to some cause. Commitment to the cause is the first requirement. If our commitment lacks, we cannot be fully available. See, there was one young girl, she was going to see her boyfriend in a garden. When she was going, there was one Muslim, he put his towel and he was offering his prayers. And this girl straight away walked and crossed on his towel and went ahead. And naturally anybody will get angry, he got so angry. And this girl, after having met her beloved for an hour or two, she came back, cheerful, happy, or miserable, whatever. It is not necessary. When you meet your beloved, you are happy. So when she was coming, this man was so boiling. He said, you did like this thing. She said, if I have done like this thing, I agree, I have done a mistake. So I apologize, please forgive me or punish me, because I have done it. Then she said, before you do anything, I want to ask you one thing. When I was going to meet my mortal beloved, I did not see anything, and therefore I must have crossed. And you were offering prayer to the God, how come you saw me? See, friends, get this point. Okay? This happened in Vrindavan. Our Udiya Babaji used to be there. And he was a very calm, cool personality. And there used to be always lots of Kamandalus around him. So, one lady told him, Baba, what happens, in satsang, that man who comes is constantly looking at me. So this Mahatma just brushed the question away. Again, he said, no, you have to tell him something. This is not good. He is continuously looking at me. Not one moment he looks here and there. So that Mahatma said, how do you know he is continuously looking at you unless you look at him continuously? See, friends, commitment to the cause alone can bring integration of our personality. And an integrated person alone is fully available. And for that, a training is required. And this training, Bhagavan says in the 3rd chapter, by referring to 3 principles. Nirashi nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigata jvaraha. 3 principles. First of all, let us take, When we are in any place, are we in that place solely 100%? Number one. Number two, when we are at a particular moment, are we available 100% at that moment? Number three, whatever job or undertaking we are going through, are we fully committed and involved in that? Three. So the first principle, nirmamo bhutva. Nirmamo. Mamata means what? Don't go to West Bengal. Mamata means Mamata means a load of our total past. See? We all carry the load of our total past. And whenever you carry any load, you are under the pressure of that load, is it not? Can you imagine a picture of Hercules with a smile on the face? You cannot, because he is carrying the whole globe on his head. He cannot smile. See? So, whatever may be the pressure, you are miserable. See? For example, a physical pressure of some load. You know, these our American NRIs, when they come here with huge 2 suitcases. Because in India, nothing is available, you know. Here, people live only on air and sunlight. And therefore, when they come, right from plastic spoons, they bring it here. Because they left India 30, 40 years before, and they have got the same picture in their mind, you know, like that. And their huge suitcases, they will put on the head of a poor child and ask him to climb. That time, you stop the child and tell him the best joke. Will the child laugh? Because he is under that load, physical load. So what will be his only attempt? When can I get rid of it? Till it is thrown away, he will never be at peace. So whenever we are under physical load, we suffer. Number one. Number two, the physiological load. You know physiological load? Sometimes you must have seen people sit. Suddenly somebody right from the center will get up, kicking everybody, go out, and what is this going? You ask him, he has got very high BP, bladder pressure. Now he can't hold anymore. Let there be Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Brahma. Now I have to go and unload. See, tyage naike amrutatva manashu. Because it is a physiological load on him. Now the third, this load of the past. Load of the past is, we are never allowed to remain in the present. That is the reason why old people are not accepted in the younger crowd. Because anything the child is doing, anything he says, immediately Dadaji will start, Jab hum jawan the. Are yaar, who cares? They are unable to live in the present. Because old man like me has only the past, and old people have no future. See? And therefore, every time, only the past. And as a result, they spoil their present. You know, it is something like this. If somebody has come to see you, and you are all the time in your own mood. So we are directly insulting that person who has come to see you. In the same manner, when we insult our present, by all the time, you know, in your cinema they call it flashback. What we do is flashback. The same old stuff. And why we get involved in that? Because I was associated with that particular event. And this is the meaning of ego. An egoist person can never be happy. See, we all have heard this word a lot, isn't it? E-commerce, email, ego. You know, this Microsoft, they launched a new laptop, no, ego. So this ego is what actually? Ego is nothing but the summation of our total past is the ego. Now analyze this. A child of, let us say, 5 years and an old man of 75 years. Summation of the total past. See, this experiment we have done in one of the management, conferences. The whole family was involved. I said, come all of you. When you are with necktie, I will bluff you separately. Otherwise, we'll have fun. So it was a little different type of non-traditional management conference. And evening satsang, all were there. All generations, 2-3 generations. I said, hey, now let's play something, okay? And then I called one child, maybe about 5 years or so. I said, please come. He came. What? I said, now you have to tell whatever you want to tell about you or anything for 5 minutes. Now it is a problem for him what to talk. 5 years child, hardly any past. So, I like chocolate. With great difficulty, he could say that, I like chocolate. Again, oh, very good, go ahead. I don't like to take bath. Where is chocolate, where is bath? No connection. See? And in this manner, hardly 2-3 sentences he said. He said, that's all. I said, now see, there are 3 minutes remaining. You have to complete 5 minutes. You cannot go like that. He said, I have nothing to say. I said, you then stand here. He said, no, then if you don't allow me to go, I will do susu here. I said, go. Threatening, He meant Hindi susu, not Gujarati su. So, he went. Then the second experiment. Then I invited one 75 not out. And when the 75 not out, he came, I said, for you also the same thing. For 5 minutes, you talk about yourself. And then, Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yudsavaha. And he goes on and on and on. And first, I said, no, he is so lost in his past. And then, Papa, enough. No, I have not completed. I have just started. I said, no, you have to stop now. We have to do something else. No, but unless I complete, I cannot stop. I said, I'll call police now. Now see the difference. This child has hardly any past. So he has hardly anything to talk. And therefore, a child does not get insulted any time in life. See? Sometimes you scold him, he will cry and all that. After 2 minutes, he will come, Mummy, wo chocolate ka kya hua? Forgotten everything. The reason is, his past is very short, therefore minimum load, therefore no prestige issue. See? And the old man, he has got only the past. And therefore, anything somebody says, immediately the face is swollen. In this house, I am the most unwanted. When you know, go out. See? And as the age grows, we want more and more attention. We want free audience. See? So if you want to please an old person, this is a technique, try. You go and ask that man about his younger days and you don't have to listen. Chabi bhar ke chhod do. See? And therefore, if we really want to get rid of our ego, which is the cause of all the miseries, try this. Never talk about your past on any topic. See what a joy it will be. But Swamiji, you are giving examples when it happened so many years. Are you not talking about your past? Yes, I am talking about my past not as a memory, but as a wisdom. Be very attentive. We all have sometime or the other touched the fire and got burned. And therefore, we have the knowledge that fire burns. And therefore, with reference to fire, we don't have likes or dislikes. Because we have learned from that experience exactly this way. When we keep learning from our every experience, that experience makes us grow wise. And then we don't carry the load of impressions on our mind. See? Now, what is the difference between a man with ego and man with wisdom? A egoist person is carrying the load of his past in the form of memories. And a wise person is carrying not the load, but the light of wisdom, what he has learned throughout his past. And therefore, the old man is always miserable and the wise man is always happy. See, friends, impressions create load on our mind and wisdom is light. Therefore, wise man is defined in Bhagavad Gita, Gatasu na gatasuscha nanu shochanti panditaha. A wise man is the one. And the other wise man. Who is the other wise man? So first let us understand who is a wise man. Wise man, gatasuna gatasunscha. He is never miserable when somebody dies and when somebody does not die. The otherwise one, he is miserable both the cases. When somebody dies, he is miserable, or ye to marte bhi nahi. And he is miserable because this fellow doesn't die. See? Therefore, it is necessary to recognize, are we becoming sentimental, miserable on every small issue? Then we are a strong ego. So ego means essentially it must go. Don't hold on to that. See, there was one Dr. Shah in Bombay, and he was the president of Medical Association of India, something like heart specialist. He was a heart specialist, cardiologist. And he was consecutively for 2 years president. And one day he came to me with his friend, and his friend was a good friend of mine. I used to call him Kaka. That time I was pretty young. And he came, the moment he came, he told, look here, Mr. Whatever you are called, I had not come here to do namaskar. This friend of mine asked me to come, so I came. Now if you tell me something which I don't know, then I'll appreciate you. See, I know everything. He first of all gave his credentials. I had done this thing, I had, I, bank account in ICICI, non-stop. And then I said, look here, I don't want anything from you. And I am not claiming that I will tell you something which you don't know, but anyway I will tell you something because you came with my friend and I respect him, therefore I honor you also. Then I asked him, when was your operation done? He said 2 months before. Good. Imagine, in that operation you were knocked off. So the story ends? Yes. But you survived. Yes. So, for all practical purposes, what is your age? 2 months. So, this is a bonus of life that is given to you. And when we get bonus, we don't save it, we udav it. So start living like a 2 months baby. Discard all your load. I was the president and I was the secretary. Now who cares? When I said like this thing, he came and he was stunned. He said, this never struck me. What you told is right. Suppose I had died, the story would have been over. Now I got a second lease in my life. Now I agree with you. Tell me anything, I'll do for you. I say, whatever you are doing for you. First principle, not for me. Number 2. Now, start living as a nobody. And to live as a nobody, leave your home, your children, your wife, everything. And you told me you have a very big, nice farmhouse about 30 kilometers from Bombay. You go there and stay there in that beautiful place as nobody and see what it is. What do I do there? I gave him one book, Sadachar, on which I got my commentary. I said, you study this book, these are the cassettes, listen to them and see what happens. And he started doing it sincerely. And there was such a change in him, and who was most happy was his children. Swamiji, we don't know how to thank you. You took care of our dad and he has gone there. Since then, there is peace at home. Meaning, old people don't recognize how much they are overpowering their presence and shadow the lives of the next generation, whether they want or don't want. See, friends, learn this principle. And if we do not get proper treatment at home, because we are 24/7, see, this is the simple principle. Like, why whenever I come to Niruben's place, why I get all honor, respect, everything, as well as in your AMA, because before I come, I am going. If she knows that I have come for good, then she says, Swamiji, आपके लिए वो बाहर में एक कमरा बना दूँ? So keep away, don't come near. See, friends. And why this happened? Because the old persons refuse to stay in the present. Now the question is, how do we get rid of our old age? Then only we can be happy. So if we are old, minus ego, see, is there any technique? Yes, there is technique. And the technique is, learn something or the other. Doesn't matter what you are learning. See? Learn Sanskrit. Like the other day I told you, my friend, he learned Sanskrit, a Sindhi gentleman. Did I tell you? Yes. So learn something. It is not necessary what you learn that you have to use in life. It is not necessary. But then what happens? The process of learning keeps you young. And this is one of the best things I like in your AMA. In this computer class and all that, all the oldies come and sit. And when they want to use the mouse goes and they search for the billi. Kahan gayi, kahan gayi. So when you are learning, anything you learn, you will see, you will keep yourself more and more in the present. Then you will not bring your past. And if you have nothing to do, then all the time, when I went to Russia, now other people are to go to office. And you are going to Russia. Who has time to go with you to Russia? See? Therefore, ego means the load of the past that we carry on our head, and as a result, we refuse to be in the present. I know one friend of mine, he is in Delhi, he is a police officer. A very rare person. Although he is in police department, but he is so deeply well read in Vedanta Shastra. Very well read. And last about 7-8 years I know him. Sometimes he will come to the airport, take me in his car, or if I have to go somewhere, his car is available. And so many times he will come and take lunch, dinner with me. Till date, 6-7 years. Neither he has told nor I have asked him. Who is he, whether he is married or how many times married, or no, not married. Nothing. Because he never speaks one word other than the Tattva Chintan. See how important it is. So one day I asked him, I said, hey, his name is Sunil. I said, Sunil, you never talk about anything else. He said, Swamiji, I heard from your CDs only. Therefore, I am afraid to talk. And that has helped me. Now, I don't talk to anybody on any topic except the job, what else to be done, relax. And this habit of unwanted participation in the world will have to be curtailed. How do we participate in the world? Suppose two persons are talking. One person says, my daughter-in-law is so terrible, I don't know what sin I have done in the last life. She has come in our house. One mother-in-law, uvacha. Within the